It's James.
And I'm Preston.
VideoCast.
Hey.
Hello and welcome as we regale you in tales of concerts past.
That's what we're doing.
That was weird. You made me do this.
I didn't make them.
Yeah. You implied. Wait, what? Oh, okay.
So anyway, we want to talk about concerts, fun times. You know?
Weird shit.
Leave your
Crazy
stuff
shit.
in the comment if you'd want. I mean, I'm
Tell
sure
us your
someone...
story. All one person comments usually. We get like one.
Yeah, get a couple.
Two on the left.
In the future, if anybody sees this, I'm still
Please
interested.
feel free to talk to
I'm
us.
sure there's plenty of crazy stories, so...
Oh, yeah. No, we were at the only crazy concert, except for my friend. We burned the party.
It's true.
Come on.
So anyway.
Come on. So I'll go first. My crazy concert story would be, I was probably like 17. I went to go see Slayer with Megadeth and Anthrax. I was mainly going for Megadeth, but
That's still an awesome lineup. I
yeah,
didn't like Slayer
it was
that
great.
much.
Oh, Dave Lombardo and Jeff were still in the band, so that was really cool. When I first get to the show, I was with my girlfriend at the time and like a friend of mine. We walk in, we run into some other people we know, bullshitting with them for a few minutes, and I see this like little dude. He's got to be like 5'2" or 3", just drunk as shit. He's like 15, I think, maybe around there, like maybe even younger. And I'm asking like, dude, is this your friend? What's up with this dude? The guy goes, oh yeah, he got really drunk, drank a whole like bottle of vodka on the way over here. He's shit-faced. Want to see something really funny? I'm like, yeah, sure. He yells, Slayer! And the shit-faced kid just grabs a garbage can, screaming, Slayer! And throws it, like, as far as he can through, like, the big, like, you know...
That sounds like a Slayer fan.
Yeah, it was, like, typical Slayer fans screaming just because he heard their name. Like, they weren't playing. Someone else just yelled Slayer, and he had to break everything. And right after he throws that, all of a sudden, I turn around, I look, and he's being chased by these security guards who seem to be, like, 4 times his size, both in height and weight. And he's, like, swaying in between them, jumping. Might even went underneath the legs at one point. Not really, but if I ever...
I'm sure, he's the right size.
He was nimble. For a drunk little guy, he was quite nimble. But eventually one of them just grabbed him and picked him up and put him over his shoulder while he kicked and screamed like a toddler. It was ridiculous. Obviously, they took him out, and for years, I wondered if Slayer Kid ever got back into the show, and I was like, yeah, I'm never going to find that out.
I doubt he did.
But years later, I'm at band practice. My band, you might have seen another video we have doing some stuff with our band. Yeah. And you might have seen that certain bearded fellow yelling into a microphone. And he's talking about his close encounters with police and whatnot. And he starts telling a story about how we were supposed to go see a certain show involving Slayer and Megadeth and Anthrax. I'm sitting there just like, yeah, okay. And then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I guess apparently I threw a garbage can after I screamed Slayer. And I screamed because apparently for the last year at that point I'd been playing in a band with the Slayer Kid, who I always wondered what happened to him. And I guess he got out of the show, called our other friend Connor, you might see in some videos, was like, dude, the show was great. It was a great show. It was a fantastic show. Called back later. I was like, no, I'd been to the hospital. They took me out and pumped my stomach. And I'm like, I gave them a fake name and I'm not arrested. And I'm going to call my parents and try to get out of here. So I met Slayer Kid again.
That guy was so drunk that he had to get his stomach pumped, but he was...
Pretty sure.
But he was able to think enough to give a fake name. Like, he formulated like a story to get out of the situation.
He's a crazy man. He's a crazy little dude. He didn't grow much in between. He did grow a beard. That's why I didn't realize for a year that he was in that. That, like, I feel like I cannot convey how much this story makes me happy just knowing that this all happened, because it's the greatest thing ever.
It's pretty ironic.
It's just ridiculous.
Small world.
Yes.
My story, we were actually at the same concert. We went and saw Danzig, and this was... How long ago was this? This had to be like 5-ish years ago now?
Yeah.
Well, at the time we were in Dr. Death, and probably seen the hats and stuff, and we did do a cover song under that name on this channel. Me, Clifford, who was playing bass in the band, I was playing guitar, and the drummer, Mike, went to go see Danzig. Now...
We went together. Mike went on his own.
Did he? Yeah, he went with us.
We sat in his van afterwards and, like, you know, pre-gamed in the parking lot, because I don't even think I was 21 yet.
No.
And basically we had like a tall boy each, and he thought he got a really good deal on like a 6-pack of Coors Light, but we didn't until we started drinking and realized they were like the little baby bottles.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And those things seem like they're made for children too, because those lids just come right off. Like, there's no resistance.
Yeah, no, they're meant for that. Yeah, they're like Jesus juice. But hey man, I had a van. Anyway, it was at Sands Casino in Jersey, and it was actually a pretty cool venue. It was a very big open floor, kind of general admission.
Yeah, it was just flat ground. And
saw the Huntress. They I think they were the second band, right?
They were the first band.
They were the first band. Oh god,
I felt bad because
I was hoping that they weren't, because they were really good live.
They were great.
And it sucks that the singer had killed herself recently. But they were awesome live when we saw them, and we saw them after the show. They were still just driving like a little white van with a trailer.
Yeah,
they
saw them loading their
grinding.
stuff in, and they were just hanging out.
They were grinding, and even then they already had a song written by Lemmy.
For them, yeah, So
yeah, fuck like a beast,
and then,
right? No, not fuck. That's a Wasp.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it? Fuck You to Death.
Something like that.
No, it was Fuck You to Death.
I haven't listened to them in a while, but I remember.
I Want to Fuck You to Death. Something like that. It was good song.
Good shit.
Good.
And she was crazy live too.
Yeah, she was
just
fucking.
like,
Had a fan she'd go up to, and like her hair would go
was
up.
Great,
and she was
though.
wearing a Dracula cape.
But I remember at the time though there wasn't a whole lot of people in there, and then the place slowly filled up and
Well, the next band was what, Scar the Martyr.
Yeah,
and they were. I never heard of them before then. I wish I never heard of them. In other videos we say if you don't like a band, blah blah blah. You are entitled to your opinion. If you like them, that's cool. I don't know how you could. And live, I don't know what the
just
fuck
no one was happy. It was just like something about the vibe was so off.
The vibe was off. They looked like they were faking it. I mean, maybe they were having an off night, but all the songs just sounded like they didn't care to begin with.
Yeah, and then like the singers seemed kind of upset though because there was people like yelling shit at them too.
Oh yeah,
like at a point because it just got to be my buzz completely went away at that point.
Not a good show for them to begin with. I mean, at this point we mainly went because one, we had been wanting to see Danzig live,
and
but Doyle was going to be with them, so we knew they were going to be doing Misfit songs. So you're going to get that crowd. That's who your main audience
they
is going
don't
to be.
like the Huntress. There was only a few people there, and the people there know they're early.
I don't think even if you had the later fans, I think they would have been fine with the Huntress because it was more along that line.
It just fit
Scar
better.
the Martyr seemed more like a metalcore kind of thing. It was
not
not where it should have been. There was not a good choice for them.
At least not that night, but.
Well, just in general.
Either way,
not the right vibe.
Well, they were playing too. I'm like, man, this is still it. I'm like feeling bad. This whole big venue and like for Danzig and like this is all the people out here.
Out.
The minute that dude's intro music started playing and the lights, I literally went from being a good like 20, 30 feet away from the stage to like 4 or 5 feet in front.
We were right up there, yeah.
Yeah, like we went. Because
that's the show when the girl was up front, right, with like her boyfriend, and me and Mike had to keep fucking gripping the rail because everyone was just pushing so hard. It got fucking insane.
I was like a couple people behind you, so that's why I didn't see what the main story is. But
I thought you were up front.
I didn't mean
to
move back. Like I said, when I said we went from being 30 feet to like 4, it wasn't because we moved up. Like it literally like was a vacuum like towards the stage from the amount of people who like rushed in.
There, yeah.
Because I guess everyone was just out at the bar, which was like right outside the door.
I keep forgetting about that too.
So that was like an instant, just oh shit, and then they came out with
the energy changed
skin carver.
Very drastic.
Oh, so good.
Well, I thought for like the Danzig portion you were basically still with us though before they went.
Oh, I was. It's just like I didn't see that because that was during when Doyle came out, where you saw.
Well, when Doyle came out, the drummer was like hitting the kick drum every time he took a stomp, and he was wearing these big ass boots and just. He's just hitting the fucking guitar, like looking at everybody, blowing his bubbles, and what would they open up with? Death Comes Ripping.
Yeah, when Doyle came out, and I thought the show got crazy when Danzig started. And
at this point, you weren't with us, right?
I was like, this is where we were like
started.
This is like a couple, like this is where I'm like a few people
behind
so
this is where it started for me, where shit got fucking crazy. I don't even want to say crazy. It was beautiful.
It was.
Honestly.
It was great. For me, it was just crazy because I got crowd surfed and kicked in the head like 5 times, 6 times just during that song. The 6 is being like, it might not have been that much. I thought it was just constant getting kicked in the head, really.
That'll happen, yeah.
And it was just insane, and I never was so happy to be kicked in the head at the same time.
These guys looked happy for the same reason, I guess.
Because they were kicking me in the head.
But Death Comes Ripping starts. Now, before all this, during like the entire Danzig set, there were these 2 guys, and they seemed like very good friends. They were there together, it seemed. Everything was fine. Danzig was playing. I could see them occasionally. They seemed to be having a good time. once Death Comes Ripping started, they looked at each other like this, went like that, and I was like, these guys are really good friends. And they like looked very intently into each other's eyes, and we're just like, and just fucking beat the shit out of each other. They're both their heads were snapped back. They weren't blocking. There was nothing going on. They were just like, yeah. It was fucking insane. I mean,
best show ever.
I also forgot. I didn't want to bring it up in the middle of that story, but that's when I remembered it. That fucking hippie dude. You remember that guy who got kicked out?
Was he smoking weed?
No, it wasn't weed. He just kept smoking cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, you can't smoke in here. And like the security at the show, by the way, was the one thing I do not like about this venue. I don't know if it was the venue
no, it's
or
kind of
Danzig.
Because Danzig has like a no.
These dudes were up on the fucking rail and like being as we were so close, they were right in our faces with these fucking flashlights. I couldn't even see sometimes.
Yeah, it shined right in your face. You couldn't see the show because they're trying to find the people with cell phones because there was like a no recording, no photography.
I get that to a point, but like, I'm not doing anything wrong, and now I can't see the show. It was really making me angry because we also thought that Danzig sounded amazing, and a lot of times that could be just because you were there live, so you just think it sounded better than it did.
Yeah.
It actually turns out that's one of his best performances, at least at that point.
At least like when going back and reading it because
there was other people. No, there was other people that were like commenting about how he performed really well that night, and then watching videos from that night. He wasn't microphoning on the forehead.
Yeah, that's a little thing.
He's fucking.
Love Danzig, but especially when he was younger, if anything.
Yeah,
it's because it's almost like he had too much
energy.
energy.
The aesthetic.
Yeah, too much energy. You can just fucking and just like a rabid little fucking dog barking with his little Elvis voice at you.
It's like I'm confused and I love it. But yeah, he didn't. It was a very good performance by everybody that night. I mean,
aside from Tommy Victor. No, he did fine. There was just a slip up of they came out and played Skin Carver, and then immediately Danzig was all right. We're just gonna start playing old shit now. This is Twisted Cane. Tommy Victor started playing Hammer of the Gods. He started playing Hammer of the Gods, and Danzig just like looked over it, but like he legit was like, "This is Twisted Cane." Down and down, down and it just looked over. And he's like, "I guess I'm doing this fucking song now." And then afterwards, he proceeded back. Now I guess we're gonna do Twisted Cane.
Tommy Victor's like, "No, we're doing Hammer of the Gods
again." Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
So the hippie dude, security are a bunch of dicks. In this situation, they were just trying to do their job, but they kept yelling like, "Someone's smoking! Stop smoking! There's no smoking in the venue." And eventually, they spotted the guy who also happened to be very close to us. He was maybe like, maybe 5-10 feet away.
I forget about this part of the story as much because maybe because I got kicked in the head not too long after.
This I don't think this. I guess this was probably during Danzig. I don't think this was during the Misfits thing. I think this was before that. It may have even been before Danzig. But someone was still performing, and I just remember like you could hear the music very loudly, obviously. Then security is just screaming at this guy, and they're like, "There's no smoking in this venue." He's like, "I am not fucking smoking."
Oh wait, I do remember this now. Yeah,
start smoking, and they're like, "Yes, you are." I was like. And just kept fucking smoking, and then they fucking like he ran from or some shit. They all like ran through the crowd. It was just like that was basically what I think. That was at the beginning of the Danzig set because that really set the tone.
Yeah,
I mean, I was like, okay.
And then later
things
on,
got
friends
weird.
Were killing friends. And...
Yeah, it was beautiful. Bye. All right. Let's see that fucking train wreck.
Yeah.